y'all. Who's live streaming? Anybody live streaming?
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay. Joe, you coming up? Shane? Okay. Everyone was good? All right, everybody's good. Tommy, you let us know when we are ready, sir.
We're here at Buffalo Police and Fire Headquarters. With me today is Deputy Police Commissioner Joseph Gramaglia and Captain of the Buffalo Police Department, Jeff Rinaldo. Captain Rinaldo is also the Buffalo Police Commissioner's Chief of Staff. We have an announcement today about a new police program for the illegal operation of ATVs and dirt bikes in the city of Buffalo. The operation of ATVs and dirt bikes is illegal on public streets anywhere in the state of New York, and illegal in the city of Buffalo in parks and other public facilities. We have received a number of complaints about the illegal operation of ATVs and dirt bikes in the city of Buffalo. The police are well aware of these complaints. The Buffalo Police are well aware of these illegal operations of these vehicles, and a number of these vehicles over the past year have been confiscated. It is also important to note that the illegal operation of ATVs and dirt bikes in the city of Buffalo has led to accidents with injury. There have also been other criminal activities associated with this illegal operation, and just recently in the city of Rochester, there were injuries that resulted in fatalities and critical injuries of people illegally riding ATVs and dirt bikes in that city. Today, we are announcing a new program of offering rewards for information that leads to the confiscation of ATVs or dirt bikes operating illegally in the city of Buffalo. So today we are announcing an award program, a reward program for information leading to the confiscation of dirt bikes and ATVs that are operating illegally in our city. We know that there is great public concern about this. There have been a lot of complaints from members of the public. In the past, members of the public have tried to provide information about ATVs and dirt bikes that they believe were operating illegally. We did not have a mechanism previously to effectively accept that information. Now we will have a reward program for individuals coming forward with information that leads to the confiscation of illegally operating ATVs and dirt bikes in the city of Buffalo. I will now turn to Captain Jeff Rinaldo, who will provide more detail on the Police Department reward program.
Thank you, Mayor. So, as the Mayor stated, we have been dealing with this issue it started really in earnest last year during COVID. We saw a huge uptick due to the reduction in vehicular traffic through the summer. With various closures, we started seeing a lot of this activity. We also correspondingly saw a number of serious accident injuries last year in the city of Buffalo resulting from this, both from riders that were unskilled and crashed into everything from buildings to fire hydrants to trees, as well as accidents that occurred because motorists were attempting to get out of the way of these vehicles. They are not designed to be used on the road. Our experience is that these are younger people who are not wearing any safety equipment. They're not very experienced on how to ride these, and the operation becomes extremely dangerous not only to themselves, but to other motorists, as well as pedestrians. We've seen examples where these vehicles are driving across sidewalks, lawns, and cutting through parks. So in an effort to curb this activity, we are relying on our community partnerships and a reward of up to $100 for anybody that provides information about an individual who is operating these vehicles illegally. The mechanism that will be in place is one that everybody is familiar with. If they contact our tip line at 847-2255, they are to leave, obviously, their contact information. Somebody from the police department will contact them back, acquire the information, and then if we are able to successfully make a seizure of these vehicles, they will receive the reward money. Another thing to consider is that the Common Council has recently increased the fine severity for operating these vehicles within the city limits. It is now a $2,500 fine if you were caught riding one of these in the city of Buffalo. Additionally, in order to retrieve your vehicle once impounded, not only would you have to prepay the fine, but you would also be responsible for any of the impound and storage fees. So potentially, you could be looking at approximately $3,000 or more to get your vehicle back. We are asking and hoping, as always, for compliance, but in the event that that's not working, we will have to take an enforcement model, and we're hoping that with the community partnership, we should be able to start stemming the activity before the summer weather hits.
We'll now open up to questions that you have.
Is the reward program given to multiple people if all this, if, say 10 people report one ATV, would 10 people all get the $100?
I don't think the 10 people would get the $100. It would be the first reporter, the first report that comes in that leads to the confiscation of the ATV or the dirt bike.
Do you have statistics to share just how prevalent it is in the city of Buffalo, just so we can context the severity of it?
I don't have statistics at this time. I don't know if you do, Captain.
We're aware of it. I don't have the exact numbers of calls for service, but I can tell you that it's in the hundreds in terms of calls for service. You know, our first line of information is our officers. They are starting to routinely see this activity, and it should be noted that it's not happening just in North Buffalo or South Buffalo. It seems to be happening throughout the entire city, and I think it's important to note this is not a Buffalo problem. This is a problem that's occurring in major cities all throughout the United States. There was a tragedy that just occurred this week in Rochester where 2 people were killed, a third seriously injured from the riding of these ATVs. So again, this is a serious issue. We have seen last year where some of the riders of these vehicles are using them to commit crimes. We had a person riding an illegal dirt bike who fired a handgun at a Buffalo police officer when he responded to this. We've also seen crimes being committed by people riding these vehicles. So again, it went from being an issue to now it's a problem, and we have to do everything we can to address it, and that's what the intention is of this program, is to get our community partners involved and to ensure that we are able to stem the flow of this activity. Additionally, the one thing we will say is that that information that you're providing might just save the life of the person that's riding that ATV.
Captain Ronaldo, are there problem areas within the city?
As I said, we're seeing the activity all over the city, from the west side, Niagara Street area, to North Buffalo, to Bailey Avenue on the east side, downtown Buffalo. So I can't say this specific to one area. If it was, it would be a lot easier, obviously, to enforce it, but it is more of an activity that seems to be popping up. Obviously weather dependent. You're not seeing it on rain and super windy days, but as the weather gets nicer, we're starting to see the activity slowly tick up again.
So if your officers are seeing this happen themselves, I mean, I myself driving down 33, seeing dirt bikes pass officers, why aren't they doing something in the moment to catch those riding dirt bikes, per se, on the 33? Sure.
So, you know, there's been a lot of talk about, well, why don't the police just chase these people? And it's almost a double reason, the same reason we don't routinely chase vehicles unless a very specific set of circumstances is met. Chasing these vehicles, they're not designed to be operated in a pursuit mode. So not only are you endangering the general public, you're endangering the rider of that vehicle. An ATV does not corner, It's not designed to be driven at high speeds, making sharp turns. So you have to weigh the interests of public safety along with the safety of the motorists as well as the citizens. So there's some other things that we're looking at to aid with when we see it in the moment, how we will address it. But just a flat-out chase of these is extremely dangerous. I think we've seen in some of the suburban communities, there have been police chases and pursuits with these, and there's been injuries that's resulted from. So again, in a dense urban environment, the last thing you want to do is initiate a pursuit and have one of these vehicles jump up on a sidewalk on Elmwood Avenue and some tragedy occur.
These vehicles have been around for years. I mean, why is this a problem now?
You know, as I said, based on our research and talking to other police departments, COVID just knocked vehicular traffic down to almost nothing. New York City was kind of one of the first major cities to report thrones of these people driving 20, 30, 40 deep along highways, along their waterfront. So I think the opportunity presented itself due to COVID and the lack of traffic, and now we're just seeing a continuation of that. But clearly restrictions are being lifted, business is getting back to normal, and they're still operating as if there's not as many cars and things. So we're just trying to prevent those two entities from colliding, heavy, dense vehicular traffic and people who are operating these at the same time.
Aren't you going to have to catch it though? You can't just go take somebody's ATV out of their garage.
Well, I mean, like any other event, there's investigations that can be done. You know, the city has over 220